the Alum Fork of the Saline River, 8 miles west of Benton. This was the site of an actively eroding stream bank until Brian Nalley took matters into his own hands. He owned neighboring property and wanted to improve the land and water in the area.
I noticed that the riverbank was eroding, and I just asked them if they'd be willing to sell that property on this side of the river, because I thought I could probably do something with it if I owned it.
Mr. Nalley has a personality that draws people and the good out of people. He's an unbelievable conservationist, wonderful to work with, made my job a piece of cake and look forward to going to work every day. Very enjoyable just because of his ethics, his stewardship, and he cares for the land.
We floated this river a lot as a kid. I skipped my high school senior prom for a float trip on the river that night, so we stayed a lot of time on the river. I always wanted to have a place on the river, and I contacted the stream team about giving me some options. You know, I'm just an amateur at this sort of thing, and the people at the stream team are really good at what they do. They helped me work through getting the grants, and it takes a long time to do that.
This project took a lot of partners to make it happen. We were involved with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, their partners for Fish and Wildlife Program, the Southeast Aquatics Resource Partnership, or SARP, and also because we found endangered species in this river, we got a Section 6 grant. And Mr. Nalley spent a lot of his own cash and in-kind services, spent a lot of his own money and time to fix this erosion issue on the river.
To stabilize the stream bank, the stream team developed a plan that included the construction of 8 rock veins that are 80 feet long. They started building the structures on October 7th, 2019.
So this is something that works well for Arkansas and our flashy rainwater systems. This river can jump 10-15 feet with a good heavy rain. These rock veins point upstream, and what that does is the vein arm itself, when the water hits it, it redirects the flow at 90 degrees back to the center of the stream channel. So your fast water's right off of that tip of the vein, and you create calm water up against the eroding stream bank. If you have calm water, the sediment drops out. Keeping the sediment out of the water cleans the water, clears the water for sight-feeding fish, benefits freshwater mussels, smallmouth bass, long-ear sunfish. There's walleye in this river, there's spotted bass in this river. And so if we can keep the water clean and cool, we're going to benefit those species of fish.
The stream team also planted native trees, shrubs, and grasses to reestablish healthy streamside habitat.
The roots from the trees and shrubs hold the soil together to prevent erosion. Also, as those trees grow, at some point in time, it may take 20 or 30 years, but they'll provide shade for the water to cool it for smallmouth bass and other aquatic wildlife.
There wasn't any question in my mind was, oh my gosh, what are we doing, or is this ever going to work? Once they got started, it didn't take much time at all. Matthew, to watch him work this project was a good hands-on experience for me, because he did it kind of how I would do it. He's out here every day and watched them, and he'd crawl out on them rocks and point out exactly where he wanted each rock. So it was a pretty fulfilling process, and it was really amazing, really, once they got started, how quick it went.
This project, meeting Mr. Nalley, a great conservationist, is extremely rewarding. There's a lot of aspects of our job that aren't our favorite. When I'm out here working with property owners and doing the actual construction, after the rock work is complete, planting the native trees and shrubs, and then listening to the benefits right now of the birds singing, the fish jumping in the water, that's the rewarding thing about this job.